As we all know, 1/3 of Rockefeller Inc., which owns Reasonable Doubt, is for sale. And I've gotten a lot of calls, a lot of offers. I don't know if people are hummer stunting, or not. We'll see who shows up. But I definitely got some very healthy offers, and I appreciate those.
He imaged himself after a gay painter. The big homie want to look like a gay painter.
What are we talking about here?
We're talking about Basquiat. He wants to look like a gay painter.
Jay got all the trophies, man. That's because he signed that contract.
What contract?
The one with Beyonce.
No, if you don't sign, you don't give him a trophy, she ain't coming.
It appears that 50 Cent is once again causing trouble with Jay-Z. The whole ordeal began when Dame Dash released a shocking video in which he declared he was seeking buyers for the 1/3 of Rockefeller Records he owns. To sweeten the pot, or perhaps just to show off, Dame added that he would include an original Rockefeller chain in the event that a bid exceeding $10 million was made. You guessed it. Guess who allegedly slid into his DMs with an offer? There are rumors circulating that 50 Cent is prepared to spend a significant amount of money to obtain the Rockefeller share. Naturally, he couldn't help but poke fun at Jay-Z while doing so. However, Jay-Z's legal team didn't take long to respond, and they even took calculated steps to ensure that the copyrights to the well-known Reasonable Doubt album would return to him by 2031, a move that was always going to happen. This action seriously undermines any plans that a buyer may have to cash in, especially considering that the minimum price is a cool $1. $2 million. This is where the story gets more complicated. Not only is 50 Cent donating more than 10 million copies of his work out of pure artistic generosity, but this might also be the final straw in his long-running spat with Jay-Z. Rumor has it that 50 is out for revenge, ready to reveal how Rockefeller has allegedly been defrauding artists for years. And he's going to take it personally against Jay-Z. You just know 50 is desperate to get that share, not just for the business, but also so he can go full-on troll mode on Jay-Z on social media. What's actually happening behind the scenes? Is 50 really going to plunge headfirst into this disaster in an attempt to get even with Jay, or is this legal struggle between Dame and Jay-Z finally reaching a breaking point? Let's dissect everything.
If you do want to buy 1/3 of Rockefeller Inc., you are going to have to bring some bread, and anything over 10 million, I'm going to sweeten the pot. You get an original Rockefeller chain from off my neck.
Now that Dame Dash's 1/3 interest in Jay-Z's Rockefeller Records is officially up for auction, there may be some significant caveats. An insider revealed to the Billboard that these SJH shares might have certain restrictions. Recent records in federal court indicate that Dash's 33.3% stake in the venerable record company will be put up for auction by the U.S. Marshal Service. This is all to resolve a $823,000 judgment that was rendered against him in a lawsuit that film producer Josh Weber filed due to a botched film agreement. Now be prepared to shell out a significant sum of money if you plan to bid on Dame Dash's sole share in the label. In order to participate in the auction, bidders must deposit $240,000 and place a minimum offer of $1. $2 million. But let's talk about what is genuinely up for grabs. Dash's portion of Rockefeller Incorporated is up for grabs, and the prized possession is the rights to Jay-Z's seminal debut album Reasonable Doubt. The remainder of the Rockefeller library is held by other parties and isn't part of this deal because the company ceased operations in 2013. This is when things become complicated. The other 2/3 owners of Rockefeller, Jay-Z and Kareem Biggs Burke, have attempted to thwart this auction. The opportunity to possess a piece of rap history is sure to draw on some high rollers, but they even changed the company's rules and joined the lawsuit. A federal judge closed it down back in February. There's a catch. This auction has some significant restrictions, according to a source who leaked information to the Billboard. You're investing in a firm with multiple stakeholders, which could make matters more complicated rather than merely purchasing a portion of legitimate doubt. According to the insider who spoke with Billboard, Whoever purchases Dame's stake in Rockefeller will be a minority owner with no control over decision-making. They won't be able to borrow money against the master or sell the copyright because all choices need to be approved by a majority vote. The source also cautioned that Rockefeller's rights to reasonable doubt and the revenue, as well as the only real asset, are running out. They hint that Jay-Z may be able to use the copyright termination right to reclaim the rights to the album 35 years after it was released in 1996, meaning that by 2031, Jay-Z could wrest control back, leaving the new owner with only about 7 years before the company's main asset is sold. Those considering bidding should be aware of this ticking clock. However, it appears that one person is more interested in retaliating against Jay-Z than anything else. Yet guess what? This auction is merely another opportunity for him to get even more petty revenge, which is all that he cares about. The conflict between 50 Cent and after more than 20 years of fermenting, what began as some friendly competition between Jay-Z and others quickly escalated into full-blown hostilities. Let us go back to 1999, when 50 released his song about robbing people and made his initial attacks on Jay. As you can imagine, Jay-Z wasn't going to sit idly by and responded sharply. With that famous remark, "Some like it hot," in 2002, Jay-Z attempted to downplay his disagreement with 50 Cent during an interview with Angie Martinez, saying, "I'm about $1 what the fizz 50 Cent."
He was like,
Wait,
yo,
who,
you know,
you and 50 Cent?
yeah, you know, I put a, I respect your record. Yeah, I like that record. It was hot. But you know I gotta spank these dogs. That was the conversation. No doubt, do your thing.
Right.
Let's face it, though, not everything was sunshine and rainbows. Jay-Z didn't exactly play nice. He continued to subtly criticize 50, and 50 wasn't going to take it. Of a backhanded clap, he charged Jay of essentially buying his way to the top.
There's a huge difference in energy internationally in 50 Cent and Jay-Z. In fact, his largest selling record sold 430-something thousand copies. My largest selling records, plural, 2 of them sold 5 million. That's Get Rich or Die Trying and Massacre. You know, so it's a huge difference in who we are with each other internationally. Let them be fooled in America and think there's a competition there, because America can be purchased. We can buy it with marketing dollars.
Additionally, 50 Cent asserted that Jay has a superiority problem, telling Rolling Stone in 2009 that he believes he is a f***ing Jesus this Jova and has a king mentality. That isn't all in one interview, though. Jay was also criticized by 50 Live for betraying his Rockefeller musicians. I believe he was saying, "Rockla familia, we family, it's the Rockefeller gang." But he wasn't the only one who called out Jay-Z for betraying his artists. Using conventional business methods, 50 told Rolling Stone that he wasn't thinking about them, that he was just doing what he had to do for himself. According to several industry insiders, Jay-Z purposefully withheld his Rockefeller musicians' economic success so they wouldn't eclipse him in prominence. Stakes recall the time when the legendary DMX revealed that Jay had obstructed the release of his 6th record just because he had decided against retiring. As I mentioned earlier, I had the insane track record Death Jam. You know what happened? Everything was going well. You know, yeah, sure, I'm going to record the 6th album. You know, he called me the moment he started working there, saying things like, you know, inmates just run to the building like, yo, you good mum. Finish the album and record the music video. Go on vacation and you already know the result. You also know that we have no idea what you mean when you say you don't know. How do you choose a song, record a music video, listen to the entire album, and then be unsure? All right, I see what's truly excellent. You know, you're trying to get rid of the competition by first retiring, then removing me from the list. You're back to rapping now. Okay, everything is fine. Everything is well. Beanie Siegel is said to have experienced something similar and TK Kirkland claims that Jay purposefully harmed Beanie out of concern that he could outperform him. On Jay-Z's label, you could never be bigger than Jay-Z. They were going to force you to accept that you couldn't, if that makes any sense. You are incomparably smaller than Jay-Z. You could never outsell Jay-Z in album sales, but all you had to do was check out Ben Seeger's music. Oh my God, Benny Seeger was incredible. Jay-Z, there's no animosity for anyone. Benny Siegel, you're still my dog. You threw my birthday party. You're now worth billions of dollars, and you still have money. You stated, I'm always going to show you love, which is astounding given the educational level of life and the need to explain things. In addition, Jaguar Wright said that in the early 1990s, Jay-Z went so far as to fire rapper Big L out of pure envy. For his amazing freestyling abilities, Big L was nearly a local hero in the underground hip-hop scene of Harlem. Big L acquired a record contract with Columbia Records in 1992, and the following year saw the release of his debut album. Columbia fired him less than a year after the album's release, allegedly due to a creative disagreement, despite the album's success. Big L was unfazed by that. He began recording his second studio album and formed Flamboyant Entertainment, his own independent company. Tragic events occurred just as things were heating up between him and Rockefeller's Dame Dash, who began discussing the possibility of signing Big L and his gang as a group. Big L was driving past Harlem. This is where things start to get extremely sketchy. One of Big L's childhood pals, Gerard Woodley, was detained in relation to the murder, but the inquiry was forced to release him due to insufficient evidence. Big L's murder has never been solved. This is where things get even more interesting. Jaguar Wright has made some outrageous accusations, claiming that Big L thought Jay-Z might have been involved. Big L even alluded to this in his tune, according to Jaguar. How would you respond, enemy, if you suddenly found yourself facing a vicious adversary who was prepared to kill you with the same ferocity? I think Big L never lied to me. Everything he ever told me is true. Lament has always been honest with me, but during our most recent meeting, with that famous remark, some like it hot, in 2002, Jay-Z attempted to downplay his disagreement with 50 Cent during an interview with Angie Martinez, saying, I'm about $1, what the fifth is 50 Cent. Clips. Let's face it though, not everything was sunshine and rainbows. Jay-Z didn't exactly play nice. He continued to subtly criticize 50, and 50 wasn't going to take it. Of a backhanded clap, he charged Jay of essentially buying his way to the top. Clips. He revealed to me that you have been lying to me. He advised me not to put my trust in you, to be cautious of you, and that your biggest transgression is coveting. You are a coveter now, seen Carter, coming full circle to 50 Cent. 50 revealed shocking information in his 2023 interview with Big Boy TV. He said that Jay-Z attempted to use his NFL connections to undermine his performance at the 2022 Super Bowl. 50 claimed that Eminem had to intervene and tell Jay that he wouldn't take the stage unless 50 was a part of the event. That's right, Jay-Z and him were putting it together, so I believe they still feel some affection for me. You believe the advertisement excluded you on purpose, but no, I don't think that they were claiming that the NFL had some issues with me. I'm not sure what those issues are, so look, what I'm saying to you is that when you start looking at that, it's not mine, it's theirs. Hard to say, but when you look at M is looking at the entire legacy, yeah, the whole thing, like with Emdra and myself, like that I'm shady aftermath. You see what I'm saying, like it do so much jit unit wreck they forget that I'm a Laundry's artist. By the way, 50's longtime friend and Ingunit member Tony Yo recently backed up the story during his chat on Vlad TV. He hinted that Jay-Z has a history of using shady moves to undermine any rappers he sees as a threat. Jay is like, when was the last time you saw Jay? So I know that people will just assume that you understand what I mean, but in my opinion, Jay needs to remember, at the Super Bowl, he didn't want to be 50. That was absurd. Jay, didn't want to be 50 at the Super Bowl. Yes, I do recall that he desires. I heard that Eminem was pushing for it because there was a hater, and he said, "I'm not going to do it unless 50 doesn't." However, I was unaware that Jay was attempting to stop, so I don't know why, but I don't think Jay wanted them there. Perhaps it was because of some of the competition that 50 Cent always had back when they were together, like when they did a song. Then remember that Jay said, "Yo, 50's coming." He told Seagulling them and Memphis blasted all of them, so yeah. And come on, 50's like he's on a whole other level. You have to remember that 50 Cent came after Jay and Rockefeller, and although people may have united with Eminem, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, nobody has ever outsold us. You know how 50 Cent is though, so be prepared for never-ending drama. It appears that 50 has been biding his time, waiting for the right opportunity to exact revenge on Jay-Z now that 50 is set on purchasing Dame Dash's share of Rockefeller, even though it means that the ownership will expire in a few years. It appears that 50 is using this auction as his opportunity to get under Jay's skin. Since Dame Dash is including an original Rockefeller chain with the shares, you can already imagine what will happen next. Some fans are dragging Dame and 50, saying they should move on and stop acting like they're above the drama, while others are suggesting that Jay-Z may be deliberately remaining silent to appear as though he's above the drama while he could be slyly spiteful behind the scenes. A fan claimed that he avoids public speaking because he is too preoccupied with trying to do dirty tricks behind 50's back, such as preventing him from performing at the Super Bowl and possibly other things. What do you think of all this turmoil surrounding Dame Dash's auction of his Rockefeller shares? What is your opinion on 50 Cent supposedly preparing to place the biggest bid in order to outbid Jay-Z? Do you believe Jay-Z is truly as indifferent as he appears to be, or is he secretly manipulating things behind the scenes? Please share your opinions in the comments section and remember to watch the following video.